Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast.
Hello, hello.
Happy New Year. I feel like we have to say it because it is, even
Oh,
though it could be a week down the line you're hearing this, but still, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year indeed. How was your New Year? We can say this now, not like our last one.
Yes. Well, my New Year was quite chilled, just playing. Well, it was with family, playing lots of games. Um, Managed to stay up till midnight, just about, watched the fireworks, and then went to
If
sleep.
anyone knows Emma, that was a struggle. Yeah, that's cool.
How was yours?
That sounds good. No, that sounds good. Did you watch the fireworks on TV?
Yeah, just on TV. Yeah, not in real life.
They were so good.
They were really good, weren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like no one can top us. Not that I watched anyone else's, but I still feel like they were super good.
Yeah.
Yeah, same to be fair. We made a few cocktails up in the pub at the top of the garden, and then we came back down. Mum cooked us like a lasagna and stuff, and then yeah, we just played a few games and then watched the fireworks. That was nice. Danced away to Sophia Spexter, singing
Yeah.
along. Like right, my steps in. No joking. Actually, that moves on quite nicely to what we're talking about today. Did that without thinking about it.
Oh, that's good. I feel like as you get older, it's not as exciting as New Year. It's just like, yeah. But
Yeah, that's the thing. And a mum said to me, "Oh, you going out this year?" I was like, "No, I've been out for the last 2 years. I absolutely do not want to do that again." I was like, "I'm all right. I'm happy to stay in."
definitely, definitely. So today we're going to be talking a bit about smartwatches. And so basically our affirmation today is, does your workout really count if you didn't track it?
Absolutely. Because this is what a lot of people say a lot, isn't it? I mean, I get into the thing of it. I'm like, did I do that? Like, I mean, sometimes I can't remember, but then other times I'm like, that doesn't count. I didn't do it. My watch doesn't say I've done it. So I
Yeah,
definitely, even though I've done it. And in my head, I'm like, I know I've done that. Like,
yeah,
I need to make you think otherwise.
I know. It's crazy. We're going to go into a little bit of our kind of thoughts and stuff on them, but we're going to start with just some like benefits, some pros and some cons to having smartwatches because they can be a really good thing, but for some people they can be quite triggering as well.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, I suppose one main pro of them is that it does kind of keep you accountable to what you're doing. Like when you're tracking it, you can see roughly how many steps you're doing. You can log your workouts. So if you want to look back on, your last week, because you're like, oh, what did I do my last week? You can just see what you've done and think, okay, yeah, that's a good week. That's what I wanted to achieve. Do the same next week. So it's good for like keeping track in that sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I think yeah, sometimes you realize or you don't realize how little you've done sometimes. Sometimes you think you've been doing loads and whatever, and actually you can look at your watch and be like, oh, like I've barely moved today. Like, what have I been doing?
Mm,
Like, so it is a good thing sometimes give you like a bit of a kick up the bum to be like, I need to go out, I need to go out for a walk, or I need to go and do something if you haven't done anything and you've kind of thought you
yes.
have.
Yeah.
I think another good thing is for like using it for like your heart rate and things. Like I,
Mm,
I know like I'm kind of crossing over into like experiences and stuff. But when my dad, he was ill, his he needed to check his heart rate. So we actually bought him a smartwatch and he used it to check his heart rate because he wasn't he had to keep checking to see if his heart rate was coming down with all the like medication he was on and stuff. So he used it for that to help him and then he'd be like, oh God, like why is my heart rate so high? Like this isn't good. Like this is obviously not working or whatever because he's had his heart shocked a few times. So
yeah.
they're beneficial in that way. It definitely helped um, do that. And I think some of them maybe have blood pressure things on potentially, depending.
Yeah,
I
I
think,
think they do, don't they?
yeah. And do some of them do blood sugar levels? I think it
You're
depends on what you get.
There's so many, isn't there,
Mm.
that now, and some are like updated. Like I know the Apple Watch, mine's quite an old one, but I know the new ones you can check like more stuff on it and things. So yeah,
Mine definitely does way more than my last one did, and I think I'm like two or three later now, and it's got a lot more on. Um, and also in terms of like for women, your cycle, like a lot of them you can track your cycle on them as well, which is handy, especially when you're looking at like your workouts and things like that, because you don't always have to like do your workouts to your cycle, but sometimes it's good to see. So like when like you're in the gym and say you're lifting weights, like a couple of weeks you might be like, oh, I'm so strong, and then other weeks you're like, why can I not like lift anything? Like why can I not even lift the bar? But normally you can do more than that. If you're like tracking your cycle, then you can see, oh, okay, it's because I'm probably in that cycle phase of my cycle.
Mm,
So it shows you, yeah, more information. I think they're quite good for that.
mm. Yeah, definitely. I think some of them, I don't think the Apple Watch does actually, but I know some of them do sleep as well. I think yours does sleep, doesn't it? Tracks your sleep and stuff, which is quite cool to like
And
see.
it's so good. Like I know obviously technology is like, hit and miss, like it's not 100% accurate. But actually looking at when we went away to Madrid, I showed you, didn't I? Did I show you?
Yeah, I think you
I showed,
did.
yeah, because like normally my stress the other night is like blue and like 12 or something. But as soon as we went away and I was sleeping in that bit where it was a bit noisy in an apartment, different place, and like we were eating and drinking differently to what we normally do. My
Mm,
stress was like orange and like 30 odd, and it's been like that all over Christmas. But the odd day when I've actually eaten how I normally eat or sleep how I normally sleep, it goes back to blue. And I'm like, yeah, this is exactly how I'm feeling.
yeah, yeah. I would love to be able to do that. I don't think mine tracks it, and also I have to charge it overnight because it is. I mean, I don't know whether the new Apple Watches are different, but I know that they have like Whoop and like the Aura rings and stuff, which I might maybe see about getting into one day. But I don't know, they track your sleep and stuff as well, which I think is quite cool because you can see like your recovery and stuff. And like you say, it's so interesting to see actually just putting you into a different environment and stuff, how that impacts you. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
really, really interesting. Especially if
absolutely.
you love that kind of stuff. Like it is cool to see the statistics for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, I know sometimes it's not always 100% accurate, but a lot of the time I'm like, yeah, I feel this. This is exactly how I feel today. I feel a bit blur. Whereas like today I feel real good because last night was the first night I went to bed at like 10 o'clock and woke up at like 8 o'clock and was all like half seven. But I was like, oh, like I feel alive today because it's the most sleep I've had. And I didn't drink anything yesterday. Like I
Mm,
ate well yesterday. So I was like, oh yeah, my watch is showing me what I am. But like I don't have any notifications on this one, so it actually lasts me like 3 or 4 days in like charge. Whereas
uh,
my one before, I'd have to take it off the night and charge it. So I think
yeah,
obviously it's newer, but with no notifications on, it lasts like enough time. And then I just charge it when I'm sat on my laptop doing not a lot.
yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. Yeah, I think stress management as well. I know some of them, obviously, with your heart rate, you can kind of see that. But a lot of them give you, I know mine gives me like breathing exercise or like take a mindful minute. Um, but I remember when I used to walk the dog who was reactive and my heart rate, I would look at my watch would spike because I would get so anxious and scared. Like my heart rate would go from like 80 or 90, whatever it was walking, to like 150 literally within like a couple of seconds. And then it would, gradually come back down again. But it's interesting to see because if something's really stressing you out, you might see like the spikes and stuff. And I think some watches even say to you, like, calm down, you're really stressed. Mine
Yeah.
doesn't do that again, but I know some of them do that, which is quite
My,
cool.
my clients once actually, I remember she was in a session and we were doing something a bit more high intensity than what she normally does. And it literally her watch rang her SOS number, whoever it was, her boyfriend or whatever, because it thought she was having there was something wrong with her because her heart rate was so high. She was like,
Oh my
no,
god,
nothing wrong with me.
that's
But one of my other clients, her and her husband were on their bikes and they'd actually fallen off on the main road. And as they'd fallen off, her watch actually rang the emergency services, and she was near the
oh
hospital, so a lot of doctors and that come, but it notified them that something
wow,
had happened. I was like,
really,
wow, clever.
that's really clever, isn't it? I have
Yeah,
heard of it actually before. That's really cool. Yeah.
Well, as well, another one is like some of them, my one does, they live track. So like you can send it to whoever you're with. So like if you're worried about going out for a walk in the night, especially as most women are worried about that kind of thing, like or you're going running at night or whatever, you can put a live track on there so someone else can see where you are.
Mm, that's good. That's good. I just do that on WhatsApp, but yeah, if you can do that on your watch, like that's really cool.
Mm, yeah, handy, isn't it?
Mm.
Uh,
Being a woman and stuff, like I know we shouldn't, but we do have to worry about these things, unfortunately. So
yeah,
that is
it's very annoying. But if you've then got things to support that, then yeah, it's a good thing that it's on there that you can use it.
definitely, definitely.
So I feel like not many men, some might, some might, but yeah, not quite the same, is it?
No.
Um, but yeah, mine also definitely says about when to like calm down my stress, which I normally get if I'm like drinking some alcohol, whatever. Do you know, if you're eating like loads of
Mm.
chocolate, it'll be like calm down, and I'm like, oh yeah, my heart is like alive. I'm sat here enjoying myself. It's fine.
Yeah, that is good. Um, like tracking your fitness goals, your progress. Like I suppose if you're tracking like runs and stuff, it will give you how fast you've gone or your splits and things like that. So if you're wanting to like run further or run quicker and stuff, then you can track all of that
Mm,
data on there as well. I suppose that's kind of how it started, wasn't it? And then they just added like all these extra bits to it.
that's
But yeah.
Yeah, and there's things on some of them, like my one, I've forever always put on there, I want to do a half marathon. So I keep going, yeah, run coach. And I always bring the run coach up and it tells me what days to run what, and I've not started it yet. I mean, eventually I will. But there's other things like that. So, and I think they've just introduced them a strength training program and stuff if you wanted to do those kind of things as well. So if you're not sure where to start, a lot of them have those in them too.
Yeah. I think one of my clients had, yeah, she had an app on her watch actually, and it would give her like short workouts and
Mm.
stuff to do, which is really cool. Um, and just comes up like do this exercise, do this exercise. So it's just like I want to say having a PT on your watch. Obviously, it's not as good as having a PT, but
Well,
it's
no,
still
because they're not going to be to like if you've got injuries or stuff or what specific stuff you need, will they?
no.
But
It's
they'll
for the
give you
basics.
a basic thing, won't they? Or yeah, because they can't tell all those other things. They're not basic, but they might get you started.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Or you can use it alongside, like it's still good.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Do. Yeah, so I think there's quite a lot of positives to having a fitness watch, isn't there?
Mm.
There's
Hydration, I think some of them like you can put timers on, or like I know some of my clients have said that it will come up and say drink a glass of water, drink a glass of water, things like that. Again, I think the Apple Watch, I mean, I am talking about an old one because it still works. I don't want to pay for a new one, but it's obviously like quite old fashioned because I haven't got quite a lot of these things on mine. They don't actually, well, mine's not actually that great, but oh
yours is
yeah,
an
it's a while.
an original.
I know, old school.
Absolutely. Um, and I also think on the running ones as well, when you go out for a run, some of them will tell you about your technique and like they'll show you how long like you put your foot on the floor for, what your cadence is, and it will give you on this. I don't know if my Garmin one's the same as the Samsung one, but it will give you like a graph and it will show you like different colored dots of your whole run, and then it will show you whether you're like good, what you need to improve on, depending on what the color dot is, and then
Yeah,
it will give you should be. So it tells how stiff you are when you run. It will tell you how long your foot contacted with the floor and if that's good or bad or whatever. So you can see then like if you need to improve your running technique and stuff like that too.
that's really cool.
Mm,
Hmm.
yeah, really cool. There's quite so many different
There's
things.
so many,
And you
definitely,
can win like, badges and going for challenges and stuff, which help motivate you to move and things as well, don't they?
definitely, definitely. I suppose we better go into some cons.
Yeah.
um, Accuracy, I suppose that's a really big one because your heart rate, how many calories you've burned, your sleep data, like your steps, all that stuff. Like it's not 100% accurate. Like it's a good guideline, but it's not 100%.
Well, no, because like if you're pushing a trolley, steps don't count. Push a pram, your steps don't count. Like you're doing those steps, but it's not tracking it.
Mm,
Sometimes you might run on the spot. I know for mine, like sometimes I'll walk somewhere and I'm like, cool, I'm still on zero. How am I still on zero? I've done like 20 steps.
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. But yeah, it's just taking it with a pinch of salt.
Isn't it? It gives you a good baseline. It gives you some sort of idea of what you're doing. Anything that you track's never going to be 100%, is it? It's
Mm,
never going to be 100% because calories aren't 100%. And how you cook things and all of that. It all has, yeah, it's not 100%, but it will give you a good estimation rather compared to what you probably guess that you do.
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely.
I think sometimes like my watch really irritates me, like on my like wrist and stuff. I think that's
Mm,
another pro of pro. That's not a pro. That's not a good thing. There's another con of them is that they can make you, yeah, if you keep them on all the time, like 24/7, like you have to give your like wrist a breather sometimes because they can get uncomfortable.
yeah, I mean, I take mine off every night before I go to bed anyway because I don't think it tracks sleep. But I can get, by the end of the day, I'm like ready to take it off. So I get that, definitely. I think as
Yeah.
well, like you can become obsessed, like obsessed with it also. Like some people have to hit their, and also I'm just doing because I've got the Apple one, but there's the rings that you have to hit like each day.
Mm.
And I know some people that literally like have to hit them every single day. And if like there's like got a streak of like however many years and things like that. And if they're not going to hit that, then they might put it on like other and let that go until they hit their calories, like rather than actually doing something just because they don't want to break that flow, which I think it could be seen like good and bad because I think being consistent at it and hitting all your rings every day or all your goals every day, whatever, is a really good thing.
Mm.
But if it's getting to a point where you're like getting stressed about it, like logically, no one's going to be looking at that. Like if you have a day where you don't do anything, that's not the end of the world. Like I kind of taught myself to be like, hey, if there's one day in the week that I don't hit all my rings, like I'm not going to cry about it. I'm not going to get upset about it. Like, and now I'm kind of just happy with the fact, like some days when I'm not doing much, I might not even put it on because I'm like, I'm just going to potter around today. I haven't got much on. I need a full rest day. I might still go out for a walk. I might not. And my rings might not be great that day, is what it is. So I might not even wear it. Um, and actually, that makes me feel more comfortable myself rather than thinking, I have to get it on, I have to, oh my rings, I have to do this. Because that can be a little bit overwhelming and stressful sometimes. And like even if what if you're really sick and you literally can't do anything as well, like, and then you're stressing that, oh no, I'm going to miss a day and I'm on my 453rd day streak or something like that. And it's just like it's, yeah, I think it can just be a little bit, I don't know the word, but just a lot.
Yeah. And if you're getting well, if you're getting like stressed about it as well, like then that's doing the opposite of what it's supposed to be doing for you, right? It's supposed to be improving your health, not making it worse. So if you're getting stressed over it, it's not necessarily improving your health because stress can do a lot, can't it?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And like for some people, it might not stress them out. Like it might be like, oh yeah, that's fine. Like I need to hit, you want to hit it every day, and it doesn't bother them. But for some people, it might be like it. Everyone's so different. So it's, yeah, I suppose it depends, like person to person, really.
Absolutely. I mean, for me, 100% it's taken me like through 4 years to get to the point where I'm now like, okay, if I don't hit that many steps, it's okay. Like yesterday, I hit 9,000, and I'm like, but it's fine, nothing's gonna happen. Like, like so I'm one of those people, but I wouldn't hit streaks. That doesn't bother me so much, but I would always try and aim for like 10,000, and I've got to do this and do that. And if I didn't do it, I'd be like, oh God, that's so annoying. Like I haven't done it. But now I'm more like, okay, that's not a problem. We'll move on. It's fine. But Spain taught me that. But we'll go through that in a minute, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Um, what other kind of cons are there?
The notifications, they're annoying.
Oh, that's true, actually. That's true. Like the screen time overload, because if you're not
Yeah,
looking at your phone and you put your phone away, but then you've got your watch on and it's going, and then you're literally like never away from anything.
no. It's another thing that I have since I've got this new watch, I have turned off all of my notifications. So even if someone rings me, I have no idea, and I'm quite glad about that. It's one of the best things I've done because before my phone constantly goes off, and it's like, oh, like even when you're like with people, it's like people are like, oh, are you looking at the time? No, it's just another notification. I'm not bothered about the time. Like it's just annoying. I just need to clear it off my screen. So then it makes you look a bit rude when your watch is constantly going off as well.
Yeah,
And like if it's on vibrate and you're in a quiet place, it's constantly and you're like, sorry. It's just annoying.
yeah. No, that's very true. That's very true. Yeah. I don't know. I've still got mine on, but it is like if I'm in the gym and I don't have my phone on me because we're in the class, and then it goes off and I'm doing something and I can't look at it. That makes me paranoid. So I'm like, oh, I wonder what that is. I wonder what that
Yeah,
is. And actually,
exactly.
it's like I don't need to know what that is right now. Like I'm in the middle of it. Like even if I could see it, I can't reply to it anyway. So like, what's like? Why does it matter? Um, but then I do like it. Like if my phone says I'm upstairs, and like for example, if Sam's ringing me or something, then I've got like, oh, he's calling me. Like I'll answer it on my watch. So it's like, yeah,
Yeah, pros and cons. Yeah, because
mm,
sometimes it's handy and you can go, oh, I need to respond to that, or oh, that will leave it for later. Depends, doesn't it? Where you are and what you're doing. But again, yeah, I think it depends on what you can deal with. Because actually, since I've turned one off, it's so much better. I just have my phone on like, oh, my phone's actually on do not disturb. Unless you're like one of the however many people are on my list that can actually get through to me. If it's important, I'll hear my phone ring, right?
yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good
Like,
idea.
anyway.
I suppose the cost of them, like they are quite expensive,
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
not cheap. I don't know how much mine was, maybe a couple hundred back whenever. I don't even know, something like that. But I think depends on what level you get, but they can be like, I know there's the Whoop, which I don't really like the look of, but it's like actually, it
It's
might
a
be
month
free,
subscription.
but it's a monthly, isn't it? Yeah. Or the
Hmm.
Org, I think, starts like 200 quid. I
Yeah.
don't know anything about obviously like Samsungs or that kind of ones, but
My Garmin's 256, but I always go on refurbished. I always get refurbished ones. So
okay.
mine was actually 190, and my last one was about 120 or something, and that lasted me 5 years, and that was refurbished. Like I always get them because it's only something someone sent back half the time. Like, and they
Yeah,
always worked, and they're in perfect condition. Like, there's nothing wrong with this one. And it's like I said, I could have bought it brand new for 256, or I could have just got it for like 190 quid, and I was like,
yeah,
and I think you could probably look at some of those others if you wanted to do that. But some of the Garmins are over a grand, like depending on what you want.
yeah.
That's mad. Some of
That
them are so chunky and big, and I think, oh my God, where are you wearing that? Like,
yeah. I mean, if you're like a full-on athlete, then I get it. But if you're just like the general day-to-day person using it for like day-to-day life stuff, like I don't think you need to be spending over a grand on it. Like I remember when the Fitbits came in, that was kind of the first like thing, wasn't it? And they just had the band with the step tracker on. Like, to be honest, if you're only really wanting to do your steps and stuff, you can just buy like cheaper ones like that. Like you don't need to have all of the extra bits on it unless that's something that you want, obviously. But
yeah. No, you can. I mean, there's apps you can download. A lot of my clients that don't want watches, they've got like Samsung Health or whatever health apps on their thing. If they want to just track their steps, you've just got to keep your phone in your pocket. But you get a rough guesstimate of what you're doing, and then whatever you do when you potter about. So there are other things, isn't there?
mm, yeah, yeah, definitely. And also, it can distract you from actually like listening to your body, because I suppose like if you're tracking your rest and your sleep, and like I know your one, and like the Whoop says like your recovery and like how stressed you are, and like it kind of switches you off for actually just
Mm,
thinking and feeling for yourself, because like what if you
yeah,
wake think, I actually feel pretty good, and then you look at the app and it's like you do not feel good today, then you're probably going to be like, oh, maybe I don't. Do you know what I mean? Like if it's not 100% accurate, then you're going to be relying on something to tell you when actually you might not really be feeling that way.
Mm. Yeah, that's like when mine always gets up to something stupid, like 93 or 95 hours. And it's like, you need to recover. Like, oh, I'm like, but I feel all right. Like, actually, in myself, I will, like, it does make me think about it a bit more. But then sometimes I'm like, no, I feel fine. Like, why can't I go out and do something today? Why would I stop just because you're telling me I need like that much? Like,
Mm,
I'll recover tomorrow when I wanted to recover, or whatever day I plan to recover in. Like, yeah, I get what you mean. If you're constantly like, well, I went to a yoga class and they were like, she was like, right, she's like, this is the hour for you to think about you and not be like run by trackers and being told by a watch what you should be doing and when you should be doing it. And I was like, she's got a fair point because a lot of people do that now, right?
mm. Yeah, yeah, so true. And actually, I know when I've gone on runs before and you're like constantly looking at your heart rate or you're looking at how fast you're going, like it kind of takes enjoyment out of the workout. Like I find it really difficult not to go because, like we say, you get addicted to that tracking it. But like,
Mm,
but if I cover it up with like a long top or something, or don't wear it, it's actually so much more liberating to just go and say, oh, I'm feeling good, so I've run a bit faster, or actually I'm not feeling that great today, so I'm a bit slower, and just go on how your body feels, and then you
mm,
finish it, and you haven't had any of the stress of looking at all that data of like, I feel like I should be going faster. Why is my heart rate so high here? Or do you know what I mean? It's like that can be a little bit overwhelming, whereas actually just doing it without can just feel a bit liberating, I think.
mm. Yeah, feels more free, doesn't it?
Mm,
Free indeed. Yeah. I think there's quite a few like positives and negatives, and I think you can spin most of it different ways, can't you?
yeah, yeah.
Most of
Should we go on
how
to
Yeah,
our
I was gonna say, how long have you had a fitness for?
Well, I had it when I lived your way. So I've lived here for 4 years. Must have been about 5, 6 years then, I reckon.
But what made you get a fitness watch?
Oh, I think I had a Fitbit before actually. So I've had one probably for longer than that then. Um, why did I get one? I don't know. I think probably just for all the things of like wanting to see how many steps I do, tracking my workouts, like just knowing a little bit more information about what I'm doing and just having that data there. Um, and now it is like it's crazy because I never look back at my. I know I said at the beginning you can look back on your week and see what you've done, but mentally I kind of know what I'm doing anyway. But I don't know if you feel like if you feel like you've logged it, it does feel like you've achieved something.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's funny.
Yeah, even though like just take today for example. So I had a PT this morning for an hour, so I walked on the treadmill. I walked 20 minutes, 25 minutes to the gym, did a gym session, walked 25 minutes back. So I've done quite a lot today. Um, but if I hadn't logged all that today, I would still have done exactly the same, and no one would have checked what I would have done today. But I know
No,
in my head that I've done all of that. But for some reason, the fact that I've logged it, I was like, yeah, it's a good day.
done that. Yeah, it's because you can see it in front of you, though, isn't it? It's like the date, it's right there. So you're
Mm,
like, and you feel like you've accomplished something because you can see it.
yeah, yeah. Why did you get yours?
Um, because I become a PT. I actually didn't have one when I first started PT.
Mm,
It was only like halfway through. I actually think it's because Brad had one, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like, what do you do with that? I had no idea. He's like, oh, I like track your steps and all that. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder how much I do. So then I got this one and it was really shit. It was called like Atlas or something. I don't even know what it was. And it just didn't do anything I wanted it to do. So I sent it back.
yeah.
And then he didn't get a Garmin, I think. Because I think he had a Garmin. So I was like, oh, I get him a new one for his birthday. So I got one as well. And yeah, just got the refurbished ones because I was like, oh, I don't want to spend loads of money on it because I don't know if it's gonna work or what it'll do. And yeah, and then I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then just carried on with it, to be fair, because I
Mm,
was like, oh, actually, it made me, I think it made me do more, to be fair. I didn't do I never went out for walks or anything like that. I don't even know what I did prior to doing PT. I'm sure I maybe I went out for a half-hour walk when I worked in an office because I used to go out with Kate. But aside from that, I gym in the morning, gym in the evening, and obviously all my gyms counted, and I did quite a bit to be fair. But like, I think maybe on the walk side of it, it made me move more.
Mm.
But yeah, again, but then I think that I probably went. I then always was like, oh, if it doesn't count, like if I don't track it, it doesn't count. I need to track it. I need to track it. I need to track it. Now, like since we went away, because I didn't have a watch when we went to Spain, did I? It
Oh, yeah.
literally like died the night before or the day, whatever, the day before, and I was like, cool. I haven't got time to go get a new one. Like, ah, okay, we're gonna do this without it. And I was a little bit worried at the beginning because I was like, oh, what if I don't move as much? What if I don't do this? And actually, we moved enough. Like, it
Yeah.
was fine what we did. And like I still went for runs and things, but it was weird having to then put my phone on to track on my phone because
Mm.
it's just ease of having a watch and putting it on,
Yeah.
like put it on because you can stop it and start it easier. Whereas if you've got a phone and you've got like your run vest, you have to put your phone in the run vest and then try and take it out before you like stop your run to then stop it and whatever if you want like to see what time you've done.
Mm.
Um, so I find it easier with a watch.
Yeah.
Um, because I know the only things I tracked was the run. Like I didn't track any of the workouts we did. Like I didn't track any of the walks. But that odd walk I might have done just to see how far we've gone. Because I quite like to see how many miles I've walked, especially if it's a big long walk.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
to see where
Yeah.
I've gone as well. Like I find it interesting, especially when you're in another country, like to look at your Strava map and be or whatever Garmin shows the map as well. Oh my god, look at how much of this I've walked, like this area.
Mm.
Like um but yeah, I definitely before was like always constantly like, what have I done? Have I done anything today? I need to move. I need to hit 10,000. I need to do this. It's taken me a long time, like I said earlier, to actually be like, oh, it's okay if I don't hit 10,000 because I'd likely done about 25,000 one day that week or over 20k a couple of times. So it's like, it's fine. Like it all balances out, like, you know? Um, and if I don't move one day. It doesn't matter, does it? It's
Yeah.
not gonna get like, you
Yeah.
know, not
Sure.
suddenly it's my fitness.
I think, like you say, like it is good for some people to move more because if you don't hardly do anything at all, and then you're aware of that, like it might give you that little bit of a boost of like, okay, let's set myself a goal of trying to get 3,000 steps today. Maybe do that for a couple of weeks, kind of then hit 4,000, like just trying to build that up. But I think once you get to a point, like I think with me and you, obviously we exercise quite a bit and we walk and stuff. We're kind of in that routine that's part of our life. So I think if I didn't have a watch now, like you did for the month in Spain, like I wouldn't do any less because if I had the PT session, I would still walk on the treadmill. If I was going to the gym, I would still walk unless it's like chucking it down. Like I would still know what exercise I've done that day. I would still go to the gym even if I couldn't track it, like because that's part of my life. And actually, I very rarely check my steps for the day because I know that I've probably hit them most days. And like for example, on a Monday, I usually do quite a lot because I have got a PT session. So I usually have a very heavy like 20,000 steps for the day, for example. But then Wednesday, I might only have one, so I might only do 8,000 steps on that day. But then I average kind of that out across the week because I have looked every now and again. I'll have a little look at the week and see, and I'm like, okay, yeah. And I'm like, that's just my general life, and I know I'm kind of doing all right at the steps. So it's just kind of part of my routine. Um, but yeah, I think I've definitely got less stressed about it because I would be one of those people as well that try and like hit them every single day and have to wear a watch. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I've gone to the toilet and didn't put my watch on. Like those steps didn't count, but it's like, okay, I don't need to stress about it as much anymore. And if I don't wear my watch, I actually quite enjoy it for the day because I'm like, I don't care. I can't see anything. I just, yeah. And there's been a couple of days where I've looked, I'm like, I haven't hit that. And I'm like, is it actually affecting my life? No, because I know that I'm pretty good. I'm pretty balanced. I've got a lifestyle that I'm happy with. So if I haven't hit my rings for 1 or 2 days and in the last week, nothing's going to happen. Like my life isn't going to be over. So, but it does take time to get to that healthy point as well. I think it depends on you person to person, but Yeah.
Yeah, and you might go through the obsessive stage to then come out the other side and then realize you don't have to be that obsessive, do? Because I mean, that's I've definitely done. So
Yeah.
it could be a thing
We've
that you
all
go,
had. Yeah, for sure.
but I I personally think that they're good for a lot of things. Like I say, they make my like they helped my dad when he was ill. Like I know a few others that have used them to check heart rates and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm all for a fitness tracker. Like I enjoyed having my month without it because that was really nice because I haven't had one. I've had one for like 3, 4, 5 years, whatever it is. But like it's nice not having to look at it. And I think it was the notifications which was my problem. It
Mm,
really because it was constant and I felt like I was never away from my phone or anything like that. Whereas now I feel better about it because it's not constantly buzzing, which obviously I said about, but I feel like I just made that one change and I feel a lot better about having
yeah,
my watch on. I actually do enjoy having it. I enjoyed the month without it, but I also enjoy having it so I can see what I am doing.
yeah, for sure. For sure. I definitely think the pros outweigh the cons, and I would definitely recommend having one. Um, but hopefully this podcast will help, and it will help you to kind of have a more balanced approach towards it rather than that obsessiveness towards it as well. But
Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully.
and like
Yeah.
I say to my clients, like you don't need to, if your goal is 5,000 steps a day, for example, like you don't need to hit that every day. But if some days you know you're going on an extra long walk and you've hit 8,000 steps, like the next day might be 3,000. So look at your average across the week rather than like every single day. Like you can use the day as like a guidance, but like, yeah, look at like your average for the week. And when they send them over to me, I always add up and divide by, and I'm like, okay, so you've averaged this for the week. And they're like, oh, doing better, I think. Like, yeah, because some days you went for really long walks and stuff. So just use it like mindfully for sure. But yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's better when you average them.
Mm.
100%.
Cool. Well, if you want to let us know any of your thoughts on your smartwatches or what smartwatch you have or any recommendations you have, let us know. Email us at contactempoweryoufitness@gmail.com. Or if you have any questions or have anything that you want to ask us or, yeah, just discuss, then drop us an email.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then, yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah. Thanks so much for listening. See you later.